Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Griever back here, bringing you guys the latest in the behind the bar reviews for One Piece. One Piece this week is, of course, chapter 927, and unfortunately we are on break next week, but potentially that is a blessing in disguise for those of us who have a lot of things to do around this time of year, especially for us content creators where we try to get meaningful content out every day or every couple days. It might give us a better opportunity to get some other type of videos out for around the holidays and give us a chance to record a few more because as we all know, it'll be busy come December 25th. That being said, guys, before we get underway, I just want to plug Grimm's channel down in the description down below because he's been trying to do a lot more with the Discord server. He follows Taizai, One Punch Man, and of course, One Piece, the greatness that is One Piece. Now, he started a One Piece draft 2018. I don't fully understand the mechanics of it myself. I did not get a chance to watch the video, but I was invited to listen in and be a part of the chat last night when he recorded the first round of the One Piece draft. So, once again, the link will be in the description of this video down below to his channel. I'm not sure when he'll be uploading the finalized product, but we recorded it last night. I was part of the chat. It's all in good fun, guys. Don't take it too seriously. I was personally trying to stir the bit of the shit pot going in there, but apparently I came off sounding like an 8-year-old whiny child. But that being said, it was all in good fun, just trying to do a bit of trash talking, a bit of color commentary, and see what was going to go down. Once again, follow it along. It's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to listen in last night, so please, guys, go check that out. Give him some support. He is always trying to give us small-time YouTubers a chance to all come together as a community and really show support for each other and each other's work and content and the like. So, that being said, let's get on to the review. Now, as you guys all know, I don't usually mention the cover pages unless we are following a cover serial. But I did have to mention the cover page for my main man, top 5 confirmed, as King of Lightning would like to say, Monkey D. Garp! My man, Monkey D. Garp, who I think people still sleep on just because he's old, but that's beside the point. Just love to see him in any format, whether it's a cover serial, whether it's by name dropped in the main story, whether we get, like at Reverie, just an appearance by him, a couple of lines of dialogue. It's always great to see the man of the hour, the hero of the Marines, the man. So, really liked seeing that. And what is he doing? Well, he's basically stiff-arming a goddamn grizzly bear. So, cool. Just freaking cool. Anyways, we move on to the chapter. Now, this chapter is similar to the last one, where not really a whole lot major things happen. I think Oda has finally realized, like, I gotta calm down a little bit, because eventually he'll fall flat. He doesn't want to oversaturate us with epic here, omega here, super alpha, kamikaze, chocolate-covered sundae here every single week, because then we'll get used to it. We'll get used to it. If you continuously eat Kobe beef, and then you go and have a AAA strip loin cooked to perfection, you aren't going to enjoy that strip loin very much now, are you? If you had Kobe beef every week for months. So you really have to, oversaturation is not a good thing. We can't have consistent hype every chapter like that. It's not good for us because then we will start trash talking when we don't get that delivery for a couple of chapters. So it's good that he started this now. The last chapter in this chapter, they're just telling the story. There's no big reveal moments. There's no huge hype moments that we've been waiting 10 plus years for. None of that stuff. We're just going along. This is Wano arc, which is really good. I enjoy that. Right now in the chapter, we're following the fact that Usopp, Frankie, and Robin have all met up clearly with Sanji. We can assume from this that they've also met up with Nami and everybody else. They're just sitting around eating the special soba of Sanji. Of course, he started a little food stand, as we know, and he's doing all this stuff. Now, they're all eating it. They're talking about Luffy, apparently. They have a plan to get him back onto the mainland, of course, because right now he's off in one of the prisons, now with, of course, Captain Kidd. Now, during all this, according to Frankie, he's going to be back in time for the battle. So clearly, Raizo or whoever has a plan to get Luffy out of there within the set amount of time. So they don't seem too fret. They don't seem very worried about this. Now, during this chapter, we get the Kaio Shubi clan, or the Kaio Shumoshi clan. I'm not 100% sure. I'm terrible with pronunciation anyways, and I can't always remember exactly how things are spelled when I'm doing the review. So I apologize, but basically these are 3 flunkies of the samurai we saw talking smack about Orochi, the Shogun Orochi, back quite a few chapters ago when we were first introduced to here's Usopp, here's Frankie, here's Robin, and Robin was one of the geishas in the house at the time. A very arrogant samurai who they refer to as a yakuza, so clearly part of some underhanded dealings, but all of Wano seems pretty corrupt right now, so I don't think it matters whether they're a yakuza or they work for the shogun. I don't see the real difference right now as it stands. However, they show up, of course. Sanji's soba is very popular. They say, you need protect, they just basically trying to hassle him, like, who gave you permission? This is our turf, blah, blah, blah. Of course, they do something stupid, and, little girl soba on the ground. We know where this is going. Now, I thought for a minute, because Usopp called him out on this. Usopp knew exactly how Sanji, it was either Usopp or Frankie, but I'm pretty sure it was our man god Usopp. He pointed out that we knew what Sanji's reaction to this would be, and we saw him get angry. But after what Law told everyone, and after what happened to Luffy, I was assuming that this was going to be a big moment for Sanji, where he would have to suck it up in some way. I mean, these men don't necessarily work for the Shogun as far as we know, but I mean, everyone who kind of carries a sword works for the Shogun and around, but we don't have enough details, I don't think, to make that suggestion, but I would say, from the way the town reacted, of course, as well, is that don't stir up shit in Wano. We're not ready. We got to keep this under wraps until the day of the battle. This isn't the time to start showboating, which Luffy did and got captured. We don't need now 4 other Straw Hats, 3 of which who have been here incognito for a very long time successfully. We don't need Sanji botching this up by being like, oh, you wasted food. It's a little bit of noodles, man. Like, I know it's wasted food. I know this is your character trait, but please, get over it, please. No, pulls a Luffy. Now, I don't know if this is going to go anywhere, but I mean, Luffy's stuff was, of course, far grander, more grandiose, what him and Zoro pulled off. That's a little more grandiose, and we know that Zoro also, the magistrate, the killer, all that stuff, right before Luffy and everybody hit Wano. But Sanji's got to be a little smarter than that. You'd think they'd be a little smarter and be like, Sanji, we know, just calm down, take it, and maybe find some roundabout way of getting around this. But no, blackleg Sanji to the face, and down go those 3. Everybody runs away in the town, and it's like, ugh. So I'd be very remiss if something did not come of this. I find it quite weird that Sanji's basically getting away with this in the middle of a major town when the whole idea was under the radar, don't cause crap. So I don't know. I thought this would be a good turning point, that he would have to suck it up for the sake of the greater good, so to speak. But anyways, we move on from this. A little girl that had her soba spilled is now come back. We find out that there's this beautiful woman, and the old lady who was training Robin how to be a geisha and all that such esque thing. And we get a little details. And this is very based in a lot of Japan, like a lot of Japanese tradition and such. And I wanted to make something very clear, is that the terms used here could potentially mean geisha as in prostitute, but they could also mean like geisha and beautiful woman as a sign of status and respect. It just means a beautiful woman, who actually normally was usually larger and such, because they the Japanese believed at the time, maybe they still do, I don't know, I don't know enough about that. My forte is Japanese mythology, not their culture necessarily. But it was for fertility. Did I say that right? For fertility. Yes. They were much more fertile and the like for that. So that was a reason to think, oh, will be a good wife for you, sort of idea, because they believed they would bear them a lot more children, more hands. It's a very concept all around the world. The more children, more chances you get married into not royalty, but rich people, or you have more hands to help you work with the family business. A lot of that stuff found in many, many cultures. So I don't think that's going to be the section that Oda takes with this. However, this is part of the culture, so I'll try to get some of the terms correct here. So after trying multiple times, I realized I can't really say this. It begins with a K. It's a komasuru, something like that. It's basically like a servant, someone who specifically is there to help a person of higher ranking, so to speak. Now, in this case, the little girl is basically like handmaiden, so to speak. And they follow the courtesan, or I believe the translation was something to the effect of geisha woman. But regardless, they're calling them courtesans. And in Wano, They are the superstars. They are the pop idols. They are all these things and more. And the old lady that was training Robin in the form of dance and acting like a geisha and the like was also explaining all of this to us. Now, apparently, Shogun Orochi is holding a major banquet. The courtesan is expected to appear, so that's why all the people are going. The crowds are rushing. The crowds are cheering. They're looking for the beauty unparalleled, the wonderful. Who does this remind you of? I'm trying to think. Yamata, like Orochi, Dragon, Snake, Amazon, Boa Hancock! That's it, ladies and gentlemen. And especially the attitude we're getting here. I do not know what the snicker she did means. And once again, that's a translation thing, but the hearts and stuff, it's too bubbly. It's too, oh my god, I was so worried about you. I'm not plastic at all. You know you can't run away from me, otherwise I'll kill you. I'm getting that vibe from this courtesan woman. Now, we do not see her actual face, but we see that the little girl does not seem perturbed by this because she's taking it all in. Of course, the little girl's impressionable, the whole 9 yards. Same with, well, as you can tell, all the men with the hearts in their eyes, and 20 fights broke out, and a bunch of people are love-struck. This is very, very reminding me of a Boa Hancock thing, so I'm curious, who is this woman really? And could she be potentially an adult version of Momonosuke's sister? Trying to get close to Shogun Orochi after all these years to finally stab him. Or maybe she's turned traitor. Maybe she'll pretend. But see, we already kind of had that with Pudding in the last arc. Once again, I don't think Oda's going to repeat much of Whole Cake. So anything that happened in Whole Cake with characters, the characters of Whole Cake Island and all the Big Mom Pirates, I don't believe that he's going to carbon copy a single one of them. He's going to try to go way out in left field, do something totally different. But that's just me. Now, once this is all explained, it's explained that Granny explains that Robin finally gets her chance to go meet Shogun Orochi. Big deal, because they're having a banquet, she'll be present, all that stuff. So maybe we'll finally probably get the reveal, of course not next week, but the week after, we'll probably get the reveal of the Shogun if we don't cut away from this banquet. We might cut away to Zoro, we might cut away to Luffy and Kid for a while. We don't really know. It's also stated by that Kaioshubi clan leader, or whoever he is, that the 3 men, I guess, returned, or a messenger returned and said, the Soba guy beat us up, blah, blah, blah. He just goes, well, I can't deal with it. I'm kind of busy. So, I got to go to the banquet. So, just contact Queen. It's like, wait a minute, what? Like Queen as in the Calamity Queen? What? So this guy... random guy that we were introduced to, I mean, with no real standing other than he's a samurai lord dude. No distinction of where he stands, and he trash talks Orochi. You'd think he'd kind of be like, kind of the outside of that stuff, like mid-tier stuff, I guess he has the authority to contact the 3rd strongest person in Kaido's crew? Okay. Anyway, they're going to contact Queen, send out the assassins, take care of Soba and stuff. So, the Soba guy. So, apparently we're going to have this big fight with assassins and stuff. That'll be really cool. Observation hockey going to be utilized. I think we'll see Usopp in some action. Usopp will know what's going, and he'll be like, snipe, snipe, snipe. Some ninjas, boom, off the roof. It'll be kind of cool. Now, when all this is going down, of course, we also, okay, so contact Queen and all that. And then, at the end page, we get silhouettes behind the screen, Japanese sliding doors, screen doors. And it's our first real interaction with Orochi, Lord Orochi. And he is talking about the courtesan will be here, I'll finally make her mine, sort of idea. So clearly, that's his intention by holding this banquet and such. Talking to some form of retainer, or handman, or something like that. Everyone's surprised by the Hydra-looking heads and such. I may or may not make a video on this if I have the time tomorrow. But, yeah, Orochi. Yamata no Orochi. I guess I figured that everybody reading One Piece and everybody knowing all the stuff that's already been introduced into Wano with the Tengu, and of course we've already been introduced to great swords and all that stuff. I just figured, with the very Japanese folklore feeling here, we got the nine-tailed fox thing. I know that was Blackbeard and all that stuff, but I figured everyone would have done the research and realized Yamato no Orochi. And I mean, this has been a thing. Like, Naruto basically took the story of Susanoo and his brother and his sister. I don't know how to say their names, but the three kami, not of creation, but the three kami, and their tales about fighting the eight-headed dragon. The Kusanagi blade came out of one of the tails, the grass cutter sword. There's the story of how it was on fire, and of course the cave with the mirror, the Imperial Regalia of Japan. I figured that, see, for me, this is all information. Once again, I'll make a lengthy video about this later, but for me, this was no contest. I already assumed this. That's why, for me, it was a very big shock, and I have said this, especially back in the chapter where Kaido was revealed as a dragon. I think that's epic, but I thought it was a bit of a shock because the Yamato no Orochi, which clearly, Naruto, Shaman King, Persona, there's tons of them, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, it's always used in many, many different mangas and animes. It's constantly used, the Yamato no Orochi, the eight-headed serpent, similar to the Hydra in Greek mythology. Like, the name is Orochi. Orochimaru in Naruto is literally a snake. And the whole Susanoo and the Kusanagi blade and stuff with Sasuke and all that. That's all from that. It's not original. So I figured that it was kind of, it was just easy to understand. But I realized after seeing some of the comments and talking to people, and a lot of people assuming it's a Hydra, I feel like I kind of need to make this video, which I probably should have made a lot earlier now that we get the reveal, is that he's the Yamato no Orochi. He most likely has the mythical zone fruit, snake fruit, Yamato no Orochi, or he has the another mythical dragon fruit, model Yamato no Orochi, while Kaido's is the mythical. Like, there's no indication that we can't have multiple dragons. We already have multiple dragons. There's no indication that we couldn't have European-style dragon, Shenron-style dragon, the Chinese one, that we couldn't have, the Yamato no Orochi, which is an eight-headed dragon. And in some variations, and a lot of the time, some people mistaken the Yamato no Orochi to be a eight-tailed and eight-headed snake. That's in some variations. Other variations are dragons, similar to how in the Bible, a lot of the time in different texts, the devil is referred to as the great beast, the great dragon, and the great serpent. Serpent and dragon is very intermingled in that context, and it's no different in Japan. So potentially, I would say that Oda's not going to give us another dragon. I would say he's going to take the Yamato no Orochi as a snake mythical zone. But if he does not, it could easily be the mythical zone model Yamato no Orochi. Very simple. It's very odd that he got his namesake from that. Another possibility, once again, is that it's a red herring. We saw the silhouette on purpose, and he's going to joke us out, similar to the hippo jailer in the previous chapter. That the Shogun is actually just a joke. He's a figurehead. He pretends to have all this great power. He's the Wizard of Oz. Everyone reveres him. Everybody fears him. But honestly, he doesn't have this power. It's a fake. It's a smile devil fruit. It's an illusion devil fruit. Maybe he's the real. We already had the nine-tailed fox. That's kind of hard, illusion magic. But there's many possibilities. I don't think he's going to be a red herring, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was brought up in one of the Discord servers that could be he could have the eight-sword style. Because remember, it's Brother Blade and the more famous one, the Kusanagi, the Imperial Regalia of Japan, the Kusanagi blade of the Emperor's family, came from this beast. So I would say the Kusanagi blade is clearly going to be in this story. He's already brought up Orochi. He's showcasing that it's an eight-headed beast of some form, whether a dragon or a serpent. I would say the Kusanagi blade has to be one of his swords. It's clearly a Sanji no Wazumono grade, one of the 12 great ones. The Kusanagi, the most famous Japanese blade of all time. It would definitely be a part of it, and it's probably wielded by the Shogun. And wouldn't it be awesome if Zoro got the Kusanagi blade? Kusanagi blade for Zoro. That's his first true Sanji no Wazumono grade sword, being the most famous of all Japanese katanas. That would be epic. And to win it from the Shogun, who is the Yamato no Orochi, I'm getting some Susanoo vibes. Maybe he'll come up with a technique, a Susanoo named technique, similar to what Sasuke did in Naruto. Maybe Oda will go heavy with this stuff. Maybe he'll go super heavy with it. I don't know. Anyways, review's been long enough, guys. What did you think of the chapter? What did you think of the review? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Please like, subscribe, comment. Remember, we are on break next week, so no One Piece content for that. Once again, I'll try to get a video out on the Yamata no Orochi and its connections to Wano and the character of the Shogun Orochi in a future video. And I'll probably also point out all the times that this story of the Yamata no Orochi has been used multiple times in different media formats. You just might not have caught it. So, that being said, guys, once again, One Piece, chapter 927. What did you think? As always, this has been Griever. Drink responsibly. See you back here next time.